Welcome to the Black Men Think podcast. If this is your first time here, know that the views and opinions expressed by the Black Men Think podcast are those of the Black Men Think podcast and not the individual members. With that being said, we're about to be unapologetically, undeniably black. Enjoy.
Yes, sir.
Finally.
And we're here.
What happened, man?
I don't know.
Am I supposed to hear something?
You can't hear yourself?
Don't even worry about it, dog.
Oh, yeah, because I told you I haven't been able to hear.
Yeah.
At
As
all.
long as you can record the voices, we good.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm taking this.
Yeah, let's take this off.
Oh, because I got y'all headphones turned down.
Okay.
Nah, we good, dog.
We good
Yeah.
then. We gravy.
Don't even touch it, though.
Yep, do you.
Hey,
Let's take these shots to start this show
All
out.
right, here we go.
Closing out 2023.
Damn, you about right, though.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Well, there it is, brothers.
There it is. All
It's
right.
been a good year, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
And there it is. Tap it.
they already tapped there today through.
Already up top, ain't it?
Tap me in.
Hey, yo.
Well. Round two.
Round two. I'm waiting. Y'all slow motion and stuff.
Man, I'm up here struggling.
Yeah.
I might get to it. We drinking juice and Capri Sun. Get your own straw, cuz.
Oh, man.
Not the Tampico.
There go them boys.
Oh, boy. All right.
Man, we got too many inside jokes.
Too many, man.
Too many. Man, this microphone stand is killing my vibe.
You're over here caressing, ain't he? Yeah.
This joint here is like, you ever seen something that got like too many knobs? It got like, shit. How y'all doing, man?
Man, good, brother.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we here, man. Welcome to the Black Man Think podcast. Well, we elevate our black man because black man be out here thinking, boom.
Got it.
Didn't even have to look at it.
That was
Got
off the top right there,
That
bro.
was right off the top. And it might even be wrong, but that felt good.
it. Felt good to
That
me.
was
Just
right.
keep it. They
Yeah.
wouldn't know
Elevate
unless
our
you
black
just said
man,
it.
'cause
So
black man be out here.
next time,
Thanks.
just keep rolling with it.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
that was
Absolutely, absolutely. So, where should we start tonight, fellas?
Freestyle.
I mean, well, we about to do that after like a 30-minute technical difficulty. And y'all know something? If you join our Patreon, y'all get to see us behind the scenes trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So,
And the concert, $5.
oh
The concert.
yeah,
concert
oh
is there.
definitely. Like
Yeah.
the fellas have a full blown concert going on. I mean, from LSG all the way down to
We did.
Yeah.
yeah, we was watching.
Ursha baby.
Ursha baby, Ursha baby.
Man, I'm sad that his thing not going on again, man. Oh man, his residency was.
So they
phenomenal.
oh, you went though, right?
Oh,
you
did
went.
I?
That's right.
Yes, I was not gonna miss that.
Yeah,
Missed it,
that's
dog.
Usher,
That-
put me on next time, Usher, if you watch it.
so I'll say that's that and the I hate I missed the Jay-Z, the Book of Hove that they had in New York.
Oh,
I hate
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't know.
They basically, it was all dedicated to him, Jay-Z. And the thing I really wanted to see, like they reimagined Baseline Studios. So like all the different pieces of equipment, they did all of that and like redid it and for like the public to get an idea of like how it went. So like
That's dope.
it's memorabilia. It's like a museum. It felt like a museum.
I think I saw something with what's the old girl Oprah friend name?
Gayle King.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, but yeah, I wanted to see that, but I'm gonna miss out on. Well, I've already missed out on it because
My
I
uncle was
think
still
he-
alive. We could have went up there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shout out to Aunt. Shout out to Aunt over in Jersey. But yeah, man. So we said it. We're closing out on 2023, which was wow. I wasn't even thinking about that, and we're like right in the middle of holiday season.
Yes.
So
Indeed.
I want to deep dive on holidays.
Okay.
Right? So we all either have families or are purchasing something for somebody for Christmas. So how do you navigate around like closing that window on what you're getting for Christmas, right? Like we know if you got kids, your kids are circling everything in the book. They're telling you they want this, this, and that. And if you don't have kids, you got other people in your lives who like basically circling stuff in the book, telling you they want this and that. So like, how do you determine when to say no to the excessive Christmas?
Say no. I'm gonna tell you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like it was a few years ago, man. We backed off of the heavy gifting. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, we can't speak for everybody else, like in terms of grandparents and all that kind of stuff. And low key, our kids get more stuff probably from them than they do from us.
Oh, that's a fact.
It's a win, is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I think, we decided very early, like we didn't want to bring our kids up in a culture where every time Christmas rolls around, there's more expectation than there is an idea of like giving to someone else and giving to those in need, So like this year will honestly be the first year like where we're taking the whole family somewhere to serve because all of our kids are pretty much of age. So I think it's going to be a beautiful experience.
That's dope.
But at the same time, we also have this like rule because, sometimes you got to do a little behavioral management and stuff. So y'all got 3 strikes in December.
I love it.
I got 3 strikes because, and individually, like if I get the 3, you're not gonna see your gifts there tomorrow.
So who leading them in the strikes?
Joshua currently.
I mean, don't tell me, boy got 2.
But he ain't got 2 yet. But he might have 2 by the weekend.
But you know what? Speaking of that serving, and Dizzle, I would love to get back up that weekend service that you used to do. That was something that I really enjoyed, and I think that's something that top of the year. Let's try to kick that off.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely down to do it. We fell off on doing it. A lot of it had to do with the city, like the city.
Oh
really
yeah, that's right. Because they moved everybody out.
Yeah, and we started kind of getting some. I don't want to say tension, but it was. We started getting a lot of like, y'all can't do this.
Really?
Yeah, because it's really laws in place where we're in the wrong. Like we're being
food.
Yeah, you're in the wrong because
you're supposed to get like
permits and then dealing with liability and all of that. But I just come from a place, man. If somebody said they hungry, bro, I'm gonna feed them. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was a lot of the hesitation of why we didn't really continue to do it as much as we used to. What we do now is like we do heavily donate. So if we got like stuff around the house. Went limp on me. Stuff around the house. Yeah, we tend to try to donate as much as we can. So, we even have the girls in that mindset of like, instead of adding toys, they'll go through like, oh, so we can give this away, and this away, so we can get this. You know what I mean? Like, so they're already in that mindset of saying, well, we know our gifts are limited. You know what I'm saying? So if we want something, we got to donate something else. Right. And so it's cool that they have a decent understanding of that. But, as they get older, bro, like kids going to want to be kids and that list going to still list. You know what I'm saying? They still got things that they want, but just trying to get the importance of letting them know the real reason for the season, so to speak. But it can be tough, bro, because especially when you got grandparents who don't really listen to what you got to say about.
I mean, not at all.
Man,
not at all. Like bringing big trucks full of stuff. Like, wait,
what is going to go? And then you got to drop stuff off like 3-4 times.
What is going?
We ain't got no storage for it.
No storage. Where do you think this going? Take it to your house so they come see
I got a bicycle sitting in my dining room right now. Just ain't got nowhere to put it. Nowhere to put it.
Bro, my mom, God bless her soul. My mom had a swing set delivered. Right?
For the backyard?
Oh, wait, you told me about that.
Swing set delivered for the backyard. Right?
It was already assembled.
The hell?
Oh, you got boxes.
But I had a box. So 2 things happened. Number one, the box got delivered to my neighbor like 2 doors down, 2 or 3, 2 doors down. Mm-hmm. So thankfully, very kind-hearted person. I happened to see the package, and I was like, that's like a big package. And they said it was
Drive by
delivered. You know, 'cause,
You ain't
I mean,
got
if
no
I go to my
kids.
driveway, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? But my mom was like, yeah, you didn't get the package. I was like, no, I don't have nothing. And she was like, yeah, it was supposed to be delivered today. So I just go outside and just kind of casually look. And I was like, okay. I see this big box at somebody's garage door, right? And, you know, it's like 7 o'clock. So at this point, if it's your package and there's a car outside, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
yours. So I go to their house. Nobody comes to the door. I leave a note. I look on the package. It's my name, my address, boom, whatever.
You go ahead and drag it down the.
I did not because I
Yeah,
was
I was
like,
like-
you
I
know,
was
it's
like-
2023.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
that's
what
a-
I'm about to say. Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
little.
yeah.
Not
That
trying to
look-
get
that
shot,
look
trying
a
to get
little
my
suspect.
own package.
Right,
You
right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? So
Too late after they look at it.
yeah, exactly. So, you know, I left a note, and just so happened she came while I was out, and told the wife that I got y'all package. She didn't even see my note. She was just like coming back in and letting us know what was going on. So I get the box, open up the box, and bro, when I tell you, no exaggeration, the amount of pieces that was inside of this box. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I love you, but like next time. She was like, oh, you just call your brother up there. He can help you. I was like, that sounds
Nah.
good in theory,
Nah.
but
I don't do that no more, mama. I don't do that no more.
don't do
Let me
that.
just tell you that.
I'm like, man, I appreciate this, but like, you just created a whole job for me because this is a 2-day job. I
I was about to ask
put
you
in.
how many hours, bro.
Yeah.
It took
2 day
me
all day.
It took me 2 days. Dang. Yeah, it was probably.
boy.
And to be fair, it's probably I mean, maybe like a 5-hour job, but that's 5 hours of
That is.
dedicated
dedication,
time,
yeah.
and nobody like this is also 5 hours while watching kids, So
And
it
don't
took
make a
2
mistake.
days.
Like don't.
Oh yeah, did that.
Had to start over.
I ain't had to start all the way over, but I had to start over a
You
little
had to
bit.
Dial it, man.
Yeah, man.
Assembly is a beast, boy.
Boy,
Yeah,
That's
I'm
why I
not
don't
a fan
do
of
it. I don't do it.
I'm not a fan of that assembly stuff, bro. Like that, I was very frustrated, bro. Like why am I just like you created work,
Yeah.
unnecessary work.
And she probably wasn't thinking.
No, she
Well,
wasn't
of course
thinking
not.
about
I
it.
mean, you don't even realize like when you see it, you don't know how much it actually
She
takes
saw
to
it
put
assembled
into it.
already.
Yeah,
In
a
her
lot.
head. Yeah.
Right.
Or on display.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
was like, he opened it box, it's gonna pop and it can be
Right.
all together.
Man.
Or if you have
two
to
or
put it
three
together,
pieces.
it's gonna be that 2 or 3 pieces.
Two or three
Dang it.
big pieces snapped
Yeah,
in.
no, it don't be that way.
That was it was a lot, bro. But you say that, and then you see the kids and like their expression on their faces, and you're like, okay, it was worth it, but still, bro, like.
Is it really?
Nah, it ain't. It ain't. I was gonna let somebody else say it.
He
But
said, the park right down the street. We can go swing on this way.
Man, look,
It's already
and, see,
assembled.
and this is the other part though. They're gonna grow out of it because it's not one that's a like I think that's it. The swing set is something that I think like up to age 10 or something.
Yeah.
Like it's not meant for over 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So once you get over 100 pounds, you technically don't supposed to be on it, right? But
then you got to break it
Just
down to give it
assemble
away.
it for somebody to get it.
Right.
this gonna be a rental property, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It comes with it.
It comes
It's
with
an
the rental
accessory.
property. It's an accessory at this point. I'm not breaking that down at all. That bit will be here when we leave.
Yep.
That's fun.
It's there. You want another swing set? You buy it and get it assembled. But that thing ain't coming. I ain't breaking that down. Why would I do that? Oh, that's there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the best gift you ever gave and received?
The best gift I ever received.
Can't say it on here.
I don't know. That's a good one, man.
That actually is a good question.
That's
though.
a very good question.
The best gift that you received and give. Was
Yeah,
that-
either or both. Like
Just for Christmas?
yeah, just best gift you ever received, best gift you ever gave. I think back on that one. Huh?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know the game one. I don't know about the receive.
Okay, we'll start with the game then while Corey think about it.
So for me, it was I proposed.
Okay.
Oh,
well, there you go.
Oh, that's
that's
the
good.
top there.
yeah.
So that's why I said
Winner.
it down. I knew that one.
yeah.
But I don't know about received. I forgot so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I tried to answer this at work earlier this week, and I landed on. I was trying to think like, okay, it's gonna be in my memory. Like whatever I remember, that's gonna be the one.
Yeah.
And it was my PlayStation, like the first one. Like I remember, man, seeing that box, and then finally undoing it and plugging it in, and hear the little sound.
Yeah.
Seemed like you just entered the future, man.
Yeah.
It was different. It hit different, man. Thing hit different. I had first games I had. Dang, I can't think of it. It was like a little game where they were on like rollerblades and skateboards. They used to race, and then I think NBA Live.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, 2 games.
Yeah, you got me thinking with that, bro. Like,
Like I can't think about received, honestly.
Best gift, man.
I mean,
I can.
go ahead.
Jesus.
No,
There you go.
Jesus.
let the church say
Top
amen.
that.
Church say amen. No, you can't.
You can't. You
That's
can't
the
do nothing
crib
with
of
that
the
one, bro.
crib.
Can't do nothing with that.
Man, if I'm thinking the best gift I've ever received on Christmas is probably, I mean, I got to go back to childhood because honestly, as I got older, me and my wife, like in our marriage, we just started back really giving each other stuff for Christmas because we was like, man, whatever, bro. Like, let's take a trip. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really been our thing. But I remember getting 2 things as a kid that I really, really wanted. Number one was a bike. Like I wanted, and this was like 10-speed days. You know what I'm saying? Like I really wanted this bike. It wasn't even like a crazy over the top bike, but just like, man, I really wanted a bike. And the whole time, I just remember my parents not saying anything about a bike. Like they kind of like, you throw it out like, oh yeah, I want a bike, and then it just kind of went, mom, nobody really saying anything.
Yeah.
And I just remember waking up Christmas Day, bro, and like it went like this, like especially in black families, that sofa gonna be laid out with clothes.
Yep.
You know how I go, like you gonna go through your clothes, you might have your your drawers and your socks and all of that on there. And then you know how you like, man, this is cool. Like I appreciate this, but I'm like, man, what my bike at? That's like, and I just remember, bro, like going outside and the bike was just like sitting right there, and I was just like, oh wow, this is like y'all think y'all slick. And this was a time when I was the only child still. Well, in the house, only child, and so. I wasn't, how you were kind of like used to get everything you want, so to speak. But then it was just like, man, I don't have like, what my gift at? And man, like go out. We were staying in apartments and just like it was sitting on the patio and I was just like, wow, I got it. And I remember riding in Green Meadows, bro, like on my bike. One thing I don't remember is riding down the hill and falling and busting my head open and having to get stitches.
Dang.
I didn't know. Like this is something.
On the same bike?
Same bike.
How long
Well,
it
you
took
sound
to do
like
that?
Ralphie on Christmas Story. Shot it, got it, wanted that.
No, but
BB
I'm
gun,
saying
shot
like,
it.
okay, so I mean, I don't want us to move on too far, but it made me think about it. Like, do you guys have like small pockets of time that you don't remember in childhood? Because like,
absolutely.
I have this scar right here in the middle of my forehead, and I never knew about having stitches as a kid. I don't remember that. I don't recall. And my mom was like, "Yeah, you fell off your bike. Like you."
Yeah.
Anybody that's from Macon, Georgia, if you ever was like in Green Meadow townhouses, bro, there's a big hill going up to the leasing office. We used to ride our bikes down that hill, and then you get to the bottom of the hill, you basically got to jump,
Hit the hump.
jump the hill,
yeah.
and you're in the street, and then you can go over and you jump the next one. But I tried to do that, and evidently that didn't work.
It didn't go well.
Bro, you
And
probably
I-
had a concussion. You know
I mean, honestly, though, because I don't remember getting stitches, but I had to be about 9, like 8 or 9 when that happened. But I don't remember getting stitches at all. You know what I'm saying? And so, but the other part of it too is we didn't have, like, there was no documentation of that. Yeah. Like my daughter forever remember getting stitches because there's a picture of her, like, you know what I mean? So she has a moment of when that happened. But me, I'm like, that was, I probably thought I fell and hurt my head. I was bleeding, and then that was it. Yeah. And I just left it alone. Like, oh, we probably just went to the hospital and didn't even, it's just like, don't really remember. But yeah, I got stitches. This little 7 right here in the middle of my forehead are from stitches. I had like 5 or 6 stitches right there. I was destined to be a 7. Y'all didn't know that. But y'all didn't catch that.
No, I caught it.
7 stitches, but I had to be a pretty good gash right there, bro.
Yeah.
The old school stitches too, bro.
And thankfully, the scar ain't too bad. The old school stitches, what?
Yeah, it's scarred real bad.
Yeah, it's
Iron in
real
your
bad.
head.
Yeah.
I don't. No, I remember most of my stuff. I don't think there's like a spot of memory loss for me, anyway. But then again, I didn't have a lot of incidents either, and then the ones that I did have was measured. So, and I remember them for all intents and purposes. So, I don't recall anything like that.
I'm with it.
Yeah, so I still been thinking, man. I really can't think of anything that just stand out, but probably, man, just thinking back on it, man, I can't think of a Christmas where I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So, man, they were pretty much all memorable, man, to me, to be honest. Just thankful to be able to get a little something, under the tree.
A little something under the tree.
Something under the tree, bro.
Here go one for y'all. Do you remember the first time? Do you recall the first pair of shoes that you purchased?
Shoot,
With your own money?
JD, that's a good one.
The first pair that you purchased. Because I remember like plenty of shoes that I got from parents, but do you recall the first pair that you bought?
Good question.
I can't remember which one they were, but I do remember the first 2 pair that I bought myself. One was some Jordans, and the other one was when the Shocks first came out, the Nike Shocks.
Shocks,
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I
Were
got
those
to
like
get
Vince
that.
Carter's or something like that?
I think he had a version of
Yeah,
Shock.
he did, and I think that
I
so
remember
those were the. I don't remember which one was first, but
Yeah.
I do know it was those 2 was I did buy.
I remember my first pair of J's, but I feel like I probably purchased some shoes before that.
What number was it?
The first pair of J, 16.
I just say yeah.
That was the
mine
one you.
That was your first
That was the
pair?
first pair. Yeah.
Dang.
That was your first pair
My
that you
first
ever
pair of
had?
shoes ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that
When
was the
the
first pair I bought too. Was 16s, if I'm not mistaken.
16.
I'm trying to think how the 16s look.
Yeah,
One
I
that
can't
with a little thing that go on, you can take off.
Oh yeah,
like the tip
I
is
remember
panel leather.
those because
Yeah.
like you had some. Jarvis Washington had a pair.
Yeah, it went
I
2
remember
minutes.
that. I called that man whole government out. My fault. Dog, I called this whole government out. But I do remember y'all had those. Like I remember that. I remember that.
Yep, those were the first one I
first
bought.
pair of
I
J's
did the
was
black.
13.
Which one did you
The
get?
black one,
Yeah,
the black and red. They haven't been the black and reds haven't been retro yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, but once you get to 16 though, that's kind of like when it slowed down on retro, right? Like what's the?
I had 13.
I mean, really after
Yeah, 13.
12, you don't really hear a whole. Well, no,
Black and
13.
No, yeah, probably up to about 15.
Yeah, but that I mean, even the 15s, I feel like don't get retro like too heavy. But yeah, once you get to 16, that was it.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, I think really up to when he went to
After
the
that, he
Wizards.
kind of like
Yeah.
Well,
That
actually,
was-
some 17s getting retro next year.
Really? Okay.
With the price hike.
Do
They
you
said one
remember?
might become with the suitcase. Oh, my bad.
No, I do remember the ones with the.
They say it
suitcase.
might. I'm
That's
trying to figure
those
out.
the ones where it was a different colorway, right? It was the Wizards colorway.
Yeah.
I remember that. Do you recall your first pair you bought with your own money?
Them boats.
Reebok classics. Had to be them Reebok
Reebok
classics.
classics.
I hope they were free.
Nah,
with
man. Had some overstock or something. Nah, man. I think I definitely went through some classics. I definitely went through some Converses. Oh, for sure. Some classics in them. Trying to think. Definitely had some Forces. I don't remember which one was first, but I feel like throughout my high school, like working career, like when I had my own money, that's really what I was buying.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Soldiers, all whites. Yeah, man.
Especially when Nelly came out with the Air Force One song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say I probably definitely bought some Reeboks. Yeah, I feel like that was.
That was my go-to.
Oh, you know what? I just realized. Actually, the first pair of shoes I actually bought was some Timberlands. Because that's back when the Timberlands were really hot.
Got about 10.
It actually was some Timberland boots were the first ones that I bought.
What
actually.
color were they?
They were black and gray.
Yeah.
I said I had the two tones too. I'm trying to remember, I think I had.
I
I had the
can
black
rock with y'all with the wheat 10. They want wheat.
What you said?
They want a wheat color. I don't want
So that was my second pair
Yeah.
of Timbs was the wheat color. That, you know, you had to have those.
I always
baby.
wanted to do something different. Like everybody had this. I always went like.
Me too. Yeah, that's why I got them because everybody used to have like the brown.
K-Swiss, huh?
Nah, I ain't do that different. I wasn't that far.
No, I remember.
Or the Brogas.
Had them hush
Them
puppies.
Sauconys were hard too, though.
Puppies on.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a pair of K-Swiss, though. I'd never forget this.
I never
7th
had
grade.
Somebody killed you, didn't they?
No, I had an all-white pair of K-Swiss.
The low
Oh,
top.
no, the all white
Yeah,
low
all
key
white
was
was
fresh.
They were fine.
Low key, all whites was fresh back in the days,
You
man.
got away with that one.
Dog, 7th grade, I had football practice, and I had forgot my cleats.
Oh,
Done.
You better be at that thing barefoot.
Dog, when I tell you,
List on.
when I tell you that I had my K-Swiss on, and I had, and like this was during the time where, like, you know, in my mind, I'm going pro. So it was like, so I'm like, hey, I'm going to practice.
On what matter? On Nintendo.
I'm like, I'm going to practice, dog.
that's
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I
You
get out,
sacrificed the Swiss, bro?
dog. I get out there, bro. Like those K-Swiss were done for after practice.
I know they were.
Over with. And what's crazy?
You 32.
It was sliding all over the field.
And what's so crazy? I don't even remember trying to like get them back fresh. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, well, these are done.
You don't remember that part of your
What
childhood?
position you
I
play?
had a pair like that though.
Offensive and defensive line. Like I've always been chubby.
With the Swiss on?
With the
With the
Swiss
Swiss.
on.
This was practice
boy.
though. This was practice. Yeah.
So how many wearers you got out of them before you?
Oh, I mean, this was like, you know, football is it in fall. You
So
know
he
what I'm
got
saying?
one wear.
No. I got more than one wear.
You got
So they were already
of
kind of dusty. They already kind of a little dusty.
No, they weren't like. I mean, they weren't official tissue, but
Bro, I can't imagine somebody that was some fresh white
No,
K-Swiss on.
hey guys, I got a question. What happened to the days where we went school shopping and you got 5 pair of jeans or pants, your 5 shirts,
5 shirts.
and 2 pair of shoes, one
Bro,
dressy,
we had one
and
pair of shoes.
Well, when you got a little older, they got you dressy and they got you the
yeah.
sneakers, and that was it.
that was it. And
Bro, I
you
used to get a pair of shoes for
And you better not
Yeah.
mess them
Not
up.
mess them up, boy.
a pair of
No.
shoes for back to school. You might get a pair for Christmas.
Yup,
And
yup,
Depending on when your birthday comes.
Yeah, you
Yup.
might get
And that's
something
it.
for
You
that.
riding out to
You
the
ride
summer.
them
summer
out.
birthday. I had
Yeah.
a summer birthday, so my stuff came early.
Yeah.
And it was late July at that. So it was like by the time it wasn't no Christmas shopping. It was like, no, you got your birthday presents and that's it.
Yep.
That was back in the day when the East Bay book came out.
Oh,
the magazine.
man. I remember the East Bay.
Golly, East Bay.
East
dog.
Man,
I used
East
to
Bay
sit
took
there
a lot of my
That was
money.
our toy book.
Yeah.
That was our toy book. Had to
Well,
get-
yeah,
well, we had
yeah,
what the
Dream,
J.C. Penney
dog.
catalog.
Yeah,
You
we had
remember
J.C.
the
Penney
J.C.
catalog.
Penney catalog?
Bro,
That J.C. Penney catalog used to be hit though.
Yeah.
Low key.
I stayed in getting them Husky
Oh yeah. Arizona Gene company.
Arizona Bugle Boy.
Bugle boy.
Man.
Shoot, nah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Bugle boy.
But that like the
That's crazy.
East Bay, you took me back when you just said
Oh,
that.
Man,
yeah,
East Bay was the jump off.
Yeah.
East Bay was the Amazon of our time.
And it was crazy. I don't even think I ordered a lot off of East
Me
Bay.
neither.
But I looked at that book, bro, and
Yeah,
just
like,
try
man,
to
I
get-
want
yeah.
this.
Dreaming,
I
dog.
want this.
Dreaming,
Yeah, man.
dreaming.
That was like a comic book, bro.
Are they
You take it to
still-
school,
are they
bro?
still in
Boy, you
business
take it to
now?
school. Yeah.
I know Foot Action. It seemed like it's just Foot Locker and Champs now. I think I can't remember. I don't know if East Bay is still.
That was it, though, bro.
Man, they was
because
ahead
they
of
all
their
on the
time.
same parent company. So, but I don't. Yeah, I don't.
They
know.
was ahead of their time, man.
ahead of their time, and just seeing that, dog, it was one pair of shoes, bro. Like,
You know, Scottie Pippins with the air on the side.
I mean, you
Or the Penny Hardaway.
No, I've told that
Airs
story,
on the
but
side.
I was gonna say
Them pennies.
those were the
pennies.
ones that I was mad at my
Airborne
mom for.
Tempos.
I'm about
Yeah,
to say-
but the pennies are the
The
ones that I
pennies.
wanted.
Which
And
pennies?
I got the pennies.
first one?
The
The
first
one
was
with
Yes
the,
Buddy. The
the,
very first one.
Who had the phone posits?
I never had. They were
One of
two.
those-
That was penny.
Penny,
That was
yeah,
later.
yeah,
That
right.
was
That's what I
later.
thought.
The first one though was the ones that they were like black and blue.
Yep,
and white.
and I had
the
them.
white
Yep.
right there in the blue check.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Those are the ones I wanted, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I got those on ice. Got them by the.
you
couple
got 'em at the
yeah.
crib?
They retro.
So when you say
Couple
you got them
months
on ice, what does that mean?
That-
I know. I thought I was on one.
Do tell.
They never been worn.
They
yet.
never been worn. Can you define the word dead stock in shoe culture? What is that?
Dead
mean?
stock to me. Never been worn. Never been tried on.
Never been
with no
worn,
intention
never been
to.
tried on.
Not no intention to. They just
Do you have
These
some
the ones you
dead
talking
side? Yeah,
Yep.
sure. The ones on the left.
Yeah, but
was those the first?
bro.
Those the penny
Yeah,
ones?
that's penny ones.
Yeah,
right
man.
there.
Yeah.
I had those.
I wanted
Yeah.
them so bad. Dog, I had some Nike Marauders though. I love them.
I forgot what Marauders look like.
They were like black and white.
either.
Yeah, what do
I
they
got my
look
phone
like?
just over there.
I look them up.
Yeah, Nike Air Marauder, bro. Like I love. It was like MAUR something like that. I forgot to spell it, but yeah, I had those. I love those.
Y'all
shoes.
ain't had them Kobe ones?
Yeah, that's it right there. The one top left. Yep.
The blue.
Let me see what they look like.
But the ones I had were like all black and white.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
I love those shoes.
Did a football player have?
Yes, what I
I
said,
think
it's a
so.
football
Yeah,
shoe.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Okay,
was saying. I think
okay.
that's
yeah. I don't know who, but yeah, they definitely were like football shoes.
Yeah. Because I remember having some Junior Seau's and some.
Junior say out was
I
fine.
never had Emmitt Smith. I think he had
Didn't Griffey have
Reeboks.
some dope ones too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He did actually.
Yeah,
He
The
did.
Griffeys were crazy.
Think. Yeah.
They had some freshmen, man. But just to kind of like shift gears a little bit, I know we was talking about shoe culture and like early Christmas gifts. We're rolling into 2024 pretty soon, right? And of course, we're gonna have an episode where we really deep dive on goals and aspirations for 2024. But in the year 2023 up until this point, what have you learned the most about yourself that you're gonna take on to like 2024 and beyond?
That's a hands-on question.
Oh,
right there, bro.
shoot.
No, I did the question before and then think about it.
Y'all know y'all
Man.
y'all
You
need to
said,
stop drinking
what have
and
you-
ask questions.
So
Shoot.
what have you learned about yourself this year
That you're gonna
that you're
take
gonna take
with you?
on?
Oh, I got one.
Go ahead.
Not be so hard on myself. Like, just if you feel like you put in your best effort, you done what you can do.
Yeah.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
whatever task at hand, and not beat yourself up so much because within you might be beating yourself up so bad, and when you talk to somebody else, they be like, "Man, I think you're doing
Right.
doing a good job, or whatever." So that's I think something that I'll take along.
I'm gonna say that childhood issues, childhood dramas manifest themselves into grown up problems. And so
Trauma.
dealing with them and finding out your true self and being okay with being you.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that's what I've learned
That's
in
tough.
2023.
Something kept coming back to my head, so I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say I belong here.
Oh,
I belong here.
that's deep on so many different levels.
Yeah, man. I feel like this year was a year with a little taste of what Torri just said,
Yeah.
where so much self-doubt, like layers of self-doubt came to the surface. And it was also a year where I had to fight to overcome it. And I believe I have. And that's where I leave it. I belong here, bro.
Let me add on a little bit to yours.
Yeah.
Because I think me and you are probably vibing on the same thing.
Yeah.
I think is that, so for me, it manifested into the way that I am and the way that I've always been. Because you guys know I've always been nonchalant. Finding out and figuring out where that nonchalantness came from, actually. And not knowing
Interesting.
that was the actual cause of it.
See, I haven't discovered where mine came from yet.
Keep living.
Okay.
Keep living.
That's when it really
I'ma
becomes.
find that.
That's when it becomes really powerful. Is when you're able to connect it to the source of it.
Yeah, I know I have some work to do because I deeply want to find out why I shut down in moments.
Ooh,
I haven't discovered that yet.
I find mine out this year.
Yeah.
And what I say, it's a very humbling, and it's not in everything, but it's in certain things. 'Cause,
Certain things, yeah.
And I found out one specific reason why I do, and when I say it humbled me,
Yeah.
How did you find out? Was it therapy? Was
therapy.
it therapy?
Yeah.
It was therapy, and I was going through something personally.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so the combination of all of that had me to have to figure out where
Where is it coming from? Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely one of those things for me, man. Just like, because I try to do a lot of figuring out life and those, but I know for me, even though I've got a lot better at it, but I have those moments of where I just like, I get to that point where I'm like, hey, I'm done. And I ain't really trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like figure out.
So do y'all all shut down? Do we all shut down?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think I'm gonna open up with you guys because I think I shut down more than probably most of y'all because I always keep that even kill, and so I think people mistake my even kill, or some people just think that Torri is just even kill, but a lot of that even kill is just me, just like I'm not dealing with this. I'm not. I refuse to.
Is it a self defense?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I
'cause
found
that's
out.
what I was
It's
gonna say my
very much
shutdown is.
a self-defense to where, because y'all also know I'm very analytical, and so all of that actually comes together. Is what I'm finding out. The processing is actually me a defense mechanism for me to slow things down, so I don't
check
have
out.
to. Yep. So I don't have
Gotcha.
to answer things at that moment.
Got you.
So
You need time.
Yep, I need time. So it's just really finding out all of that and where it comes from and how it's impacted me, and now trying to figure out how grown Torri, as a dad Torri, as a black man Torri,
All of that.
Yeah.
all of that.
I've learned. See, my shutdown is because I'm hurt, and it's hard for me to admit. Well, I won't say it's hard for me to admit I'm hurt. I think it's more hard for me to wrestle with the person that hurt or the why I was hurt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because 9 times out of 10, I don't get hurt by people I don't care for.
Yep,
It's by people I do care for.
correct.
Yeah.
And so if I get hurt, I shut down because in my brain I'm wrestling with like, how could you? I wouldn't do that. And
But not only that, here's something that you'll probably figure out on your journey, because I figured out it's similar to another hurt that you've had.
absolutely.
And subconsciously,
that's what I found.
Subconsciously, it triggers.
So it triggers everything that can connect with
Yep.
the last feeling and the last one and the one before
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't honestly until this year where I was able to identify the layers
Yep.
of hurts
Yep.
in any category. So when something triggers, I'm thinking it's you, and it's like,
Oh no,
no,
it's
it
been
was
there for years already.
it was all of that.
That was deep down. Yeah.
You know, it's wild, man.
That peeling back those layers, man, like an onion, bro. It's like, it's so crazy when you really try to do the work. That's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
You really have to do the work to figure it out. And you're also, I mean, okay, we're all, for the sake of this conversation, we're 40-year-old black men. First generation of.
Speak for yourself. Not the flag.
I ain't 40 yet though, but
No,
go ahead.
I mean, I'm not
Me
48
neither.
either. But
I'm the only one that's actually.
you know,
Yeah,
it's actually 40, but we headed
But
in
we
that
there.
direction, right?
We knocking on the door.
But like, if we're being honest, bro, like all of us are really first generation of a lot of stuff. Like, right? Like, we're either the first generation to go to college and graduate.
Yep.
We're the first generation of actually making some money.
Check.
First generation of like having our own.
Check.
And like having our own ideas as well. Like all of those things, because you know, you kind of, me personally, I found myself where I'll do something against the norm, and that against the norm, I have your family looking at you like, "What you talking about?" Like if you say something as simple, it's on the side of it. Something as simple as like, "Oh no, we don't do that." You know what I mean? Like, or families will look at you like, "What you mean? Like we did that? I raised you like this?" I was like, "Yeah," and that's the reason why. That's the reason why I'm trying to figure this stuff out now. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think what's important, bro, is like we have to be okay with relearning who we are. You know what I'm saying? And until we are okay with relearning who we are, then that's when the real work and the real problems start to really solve themselves.
So when did y'all shut down? Like, give me an example of when you shut down.
I'll
I
be,
probably
I'll
do
be
it
open
too.
and transparent for you. So, and Marlon probably knows this. Yeah, JD probably too. I shut down in arguments.
Okay. Yeah.
I've never been comfortable with argument. Never really been comfortable with confrontation, which is why I've always been that. Oh, it don't rock me. So that's me. I literally I don't when there's a tension, it's outside of me being like a supervisor or at my job because it's different for me for some reason. Because y'all also know that I'm great at compartmentalizing, which is a form of that as well. So that's for me is when there's that confrontation where it's a personal, emotional type situation for it.
For me, I think it's definitely confrontation, but also it's part of what Marlon said, bro. Like, I am a very loyal person, and so if you challenge my loyalty, it burns me at my core.
Take it personally.
Yeah. Like how dare you?
Personal. How dare you?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't try me like that on that level, bro. Because like I'm the type of person that at the drop of you can call me and like as long as my family ain't in dire need, yeah, I'm available. And that's that could be a fault of mine, but that's just the type of person that I am. Like, bro, like I will go to the ends of the earth to help somebody. Right?
Have you guys seen that manifest in your marriage as well?
Oh yeah, I think I would say.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not old one.
No.
That's why I want to make sure.
No, bro. Like me and my wife, we've had those moments to where I'm definitely getting a lot better of just like saying exactly what's on my mind. But because I spent so many of our early years of not saying exactly what's on my mind,
That's me.
I
can't. I'm hard on to doing it.
But bro, it hits my wife differently sometimes because she was so used to me not like just
Not
holding
saying-
it in and
Yes.
not saying.
Absolutely.
So when I say it, it's been like what? And I was just like, because I can be very blunt now. Like I'm learning to be very blunt. Like, no, I don't like that. And then I'll just like leave it at that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even trying to filter myself or worry about how I'm gonna make somebody else feel because a lot of that was my issue. Like I didn't want to upset people.
That's
Right?
what, and that's what I've discovered as well.
100%.
Yeah, I didn't want to
That's
upset
100%
people.
me.
I didn't want to hurt people. But now I'm getting that age of where it's just like that old man, like don't give a damn. Like, yo, I'm just gonna tell you what's on my mind, and if we gotta work back, we can work back.
work it back.
But right now, I'm just gonna tell you like what's going on.
So I want one follow up question then because this is really intriguing to me. So have you guys experienced to where you take the brunt of, your spouse might say you do this, you do that, but you never say they do anything?
Sometimes you gotta bite that bullet.
So I was gonna say like in all of that, like I'm totally opposite from y'all. Like I don't mind confrontation. Actually, I am a type who the hard conversation is necessary for me because I
so you on the other spectrum.
I'm on the other spectrum. I
Gotcha.
refuse, and low key I'm having to learn how to recalibrate this, but I refuse to finish. Like I refuse to end the conversation without ending the situation. So it's almost like we gotta come to a resolve.
Yeah.
So
and I'm willing to take it.
So me and you on the other,
We're on the opposite spectrum.
We're on the opposite. 'Cause I'm like,
you probably deal with me at home every day on the other side.
Yeah.
I am willing to take it as far as we need to go.
yeah, that's not me. No, that's not me.
And when I tell you, my wife is the opposite. Like she will check.
Because to us, for your wife is probably thinking this is so draining.
1,000.
This
She's
takes a
like,
lot
what is
out
the
of-
point?
Yes,
Why do we have to go back through this? And
Yes.
I'm like, because I need to be understood.
yes.
And I will go to no end
Yes.
to be understood. But for me, it's also about us finding understanding. And it takes work, and I'm here for the work, and it takes a lot of patience. 'Cause I have a lot to say. I have a lot.
So
to
are you also
process.
the one that also can see both sides, or she's the one that
I
can
would
see both
argue
sides?
yes. At a certain point, it's both of us. I would argue in the moment that I'm typically the one who can see both sides, even though it's not felt in the conversation. Like, obviously, it feels as if I'm only seeing my viewpoint.
Got you.
I'm not considering, but in actuality, the way my brain is working, I'm seeing it all, and I'm navigating through it to find where the right is, as opposed to my side. So even when I shut down, to go back to the question, it's not because there's an argument. I shut down when the offense is beyond what I feel like you should have ever said to me. When you cross the line,
Gotcha.
is when I shut down.
Gotcha.
That's when there's I can't believe you tried me, or I can't believe. And granted, it may not even have been the intent to take it there, but it's just the fact that I took something so offensively. Where I'm like, we're not even on the same page.
And I think that's at the end of the day, that's the same way that I am. And so for me, the conversation has to start a certain way for me not to shut down.
Oh, dog. 1,000%.
So if you already on 1,000 and your voice is even raised a tad bit,
we already
Your invisible earplugs.
and so and then I try to tell my wife, like, if you want to have a calm conversation to me and a calm conversation to you are probably two different things.
Correct.
Because there has to be a melancholy about it for me.
So I would dare to say, let me break down what you're saying even more. I would say you need to feel as if the person that you're speaking to actually cares.
Well,
maybe.
No, what I was gonna say is your love language of words of affirmation.
There you go.
Yes.
I mean, I found that out.
I am that. I definitely am that.
I found that. I mean, it's other ones too, but for me, bro, you can't talk to me any kind of way, bro. You can't.
That's me.
If you come to me and like, I don't even like, bro, you cannot talk to me any kind of way. I am stubborn to the point. If you tell me to do something, it ain't getting done.
Like, I mean, the pitch, the tone, everything.
Bro,
like
that delivery is key.
The delivery is key to me.
I'm gonna challenge you saying that you're stubborn, bro. That's the first time you've ever said that, and you've said this a few times in a variety of episodes. Honestly, I don't think you're stubborn. I think that's just how much you care, and I think.
Oh yeah,
and I think that.
But it's just the opposite side of the same coin.
Mutual,
so I get what you're saying.
You want mutual
respect,
consideration, and respect.
Yeah, because I don't talk to people that way.
Correct.
So if you talk to me that way, bro, like I'm telling you, that's the quickest way to get me to not only shut down, but like not to give a damn about anything you got going on. If you talk to me a certain type of way, oh my God.
Because to me, bro, I don't think anybody can ever say I came to you and yelled at you.
Yeah, that's not my thing.
That's not my style.
Not my style
and so that's not how I'm able to have an effective communication.
Got you.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, man, I can shut down, man. I'm non-confrontational. I don't like, and the older I get, the more I'm like all about. If you popping off at the mouth, I'm gonna sit here and look at you dead in your eyes and let you talk. Mm-hmm. And once you finish talking, then I'll start talking. But it's just
feel
like
some kind of way about the fact that they were popping off.
Oh yeah, because we both can't talk at the same time, and I'm not about to go on. You know, we go back and forth, but I mean, I do try to listen to understand and not to respond. So, it's just that I don't the arguing and the being in relationships. Of course you're gonna have there gonna be some confrontation going on, but it's just like I don't deal with we going this back and forth. Yeah. So I will shut down in regards to that. Like I can be stubborn, definitely for sure.
So do you guys feel like, and I don't know if Corey, if you can answer this, but if you can, please feel free. Do you guys feel like marriage has changed you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not the same person that I came into this marriage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But moreover, like instead of saying change me, I think marriage has opened my eyes to like a lot of things because I mean I've said it before on this podcast. Like my wife is the first relationship that I actually took serious. Like I can't say it's my first relationship, but it's the first one that I took serious.
No, and I think
You know
because
what
I
I
think
mean?
me and you talked about
Yeah,
that same thing.
like-
So no, I agree with you 100%.
Everybody before that, bro, was just like we were in it. You know what I mean? And I'm saying from my vantage point, like I can't speak for them. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like they may have felt completely different about what we had going on than how I felt, but my wife is the first time that I've really had to truly consider
Yep,
someone else.
I agree.
Outside of that, bro, we were just having a good time. And that's and I mean that and I'm also man enough to say that that wasn't the right way to go about it. And so, you know, for anybody that may see this or whoever, I've already apologized like before, but it's just like, bro, at that time, my mind wasn't computing what was going on. This relationship, marriage,
Excuse me.
bro, I understand like, oh, this is why I don't understand it, because I ain't never did this before.
Yep.
Like I ain't never had to like if you in my past, y'all know like y'all been around me to where she can cut her hair. And I'm just like, oh, it's over with. I'm out. like I am out. And like we can laugh now, but like that was really
A big deal.
You grew up, man. You matured.
yeah. But what I'm saying though, but as the more mature and older version of me, I realized like how faulty that was.
Yeah.
Because all that was like that's a conversation, as opposed to the conversation, but just like for me, it's just like, oh, well,
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That was intentional, bro. That was purpose because you weren't supposed to stay there.
yeah. Oh, I mean, now I know that.
For a reason, yeah.
Now, but also though, like, yes, but also I'm man enough to say that. So thank you for listening to part 1 of our conversation, Sources of Your Emotions. So look, tune in next week for part 2. If you want to get part 2 right now, you can go to our Patreon and hear it first before anybody else. Otherwise, you have to wait the next week. So check this out. In part 2, we get into some hilarious stories around Thanksgiving. We also talk about how to do some conflict resolution in your relationship and your marriage. And we overall have a good time, man. It's a really dope conversation for part 2. So once again, if you want to hear that first, go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon. Any tier will give you access to this part 2 of this conversation. If you want to wait until next week, that's okay too. So as always, remember, we're elevating our black men because black men be out here thinking. See you guys next week or on Patreon.
The Black Men Think Podcast.